everyone on TikTok. How are you guys? Hope everyone's doing. I'm a little crooked here. I'm going to try to get centered. Cameras. If you guys could, please give me a thumbs up. Let me see me all right. That would be really helpful before I go ahead and get started. Want to make talking to myself. Right? How am I sounding and looking? Talk. Are we good to go? Bananas. They're big hams. They love BV. And if you hear a bunch of rain sounds, okay, it's raining in my 1800 Victorian Funeral Home. Down through the chimneys, hitting the windows, and God knows where else. I try not to look around too much, okay? Don't question things. Doesn't come down. I'm happy till I can work on the house in the summer. Okay, so looks like we're good. All right, thank you so much. Looks like we're good on TikTok. Same Facebook and YouTube. If you guys could please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. Helpful. This is my Get a Grip. Tonight we're talking about get a grip on your money, career, and finance. So if you have a question about any of those three things or anything within, want to go ahead and post that now. $5 gets you the short answer, gets you the longer answer, and you can use Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, I believe, or below, depending on where you're tuning in. So you guys can start submitting your questions. I'm going minutes for some people to tune in and make some announcements. In the meantime, our monthly virtual meaning 100% online of your own home. Psychic fair showcasing students and graduates of my Ivy League Academy for $15. You get 2 readings or 2 healings. You can mix. That's going to be this Friday, February 4th from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Get your tickets now. Obviously, with a great price like that, it does tend to sell out. I also have coming up on the 25th, so the very next day, Saturday, my monthly self-guided historical tours through the 1880 Funeral Home and the monthly ghost hunts. Now, we do keep small, okay? No more than 12 people per group. And so it is very limited. If you didn't tickets for your group, for yourself, you're going to want to go ahead and do that now. Go to Ivy Rivera, psychic.com to get your tickets. We were just accepted into the Hunt Trail of New York State. So I'm so excited about that. It's, you guys can read up more about that if you go to, I believe it's trailnys.com, if I'm correct on that. All right. We also, another exciting announcement. I'm creating a so this brilliant artist from Pittsburgh reached out and said, I want to do illustrations if you do the symbology. So yes, I have a book coming out hopefully in the summer. I'm looking to publish. If you're ready on the early bird waitlist for that, you can go to Rev Ivy Rivera at Yahoo and on to hear about updates and get to purchase early and things like that. But our deck will be coinciding with the symbology book, and we are going to launch this whole Kickstarter program. So if you want to get on the early bird for the tarot deck for the Kickstarter program, do the same thing. Rev Ivy Rivera Yahoo. Updates to come. And it looks like we've coming in here. So we are going to go ahead and get started in a minute. Again, if you guys are tuning in late, okay, this is my Get a Grip, your money, career, and investments. $5 gets you the short answer, $10 answer. Go ahead and submit now. But this is the last the money series I'm doing with this show. So what that means basically is that I don't know when I'm going to bring the show back. Get a Grip changes every few weeks to a different topic. to book exclusively for yourself a money, career, investment reading, available up on my website. Go to Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com, book your reading with me. Talk about what is going to bring you the most prosperity. All right. Note, I also felt compelled to talk to you guys a little bit about an angle regarding energy and law of attraction, manifestation, that's so important to understand and to apply, walk out every day in regards to prosperity. And that is that relationships are at the core of our prosperity. So if we relationships that are dysfunctional, relationships that are toxic, relationships that we are simply not to be involved in, whether you're enabling somebody else, you're tolerating someone's company and they're always disrespecting you. You know you were supposed to move away from a certain person or boss or family member or whatever. You knew that you were supposed to get independent with your and start relying more on the universe, okay? On your own skills, on your resource, on spirit, but you haven't been bold enough to make that move. It is going to be. There's nothing I can tell you here today that's going to help. You have got to make those changes with tips in the areas that you know they're meant to be made. No one is going to do. Okay, so be bold in making sure that your relationships, all of them across the board, family, kids, lovers, bosses, acquaintances, whatever, okay? Your business partners, make sure they are high vibrational, taking you down. Tick, 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 down we go. And you see the karmic kick areas of prosperity, not just finances, but it's undeniable. Something to keep in mind. That's sort of my last note on all of this. You guys who for a while, you know, I have a lot of classes on this here on YouTube at Ask Ivy that you could check out. But let's get into it. So again, if you are tuning in late, get a money, career, investments, drop your questions now. If you guys haven't video a thumbs up, please drop any comment. It helps me in the algorithm, and subscribe. And I'm Ivy Rivera, Psychic Medium. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Mary, my beautiful producer tonight. So we have one from Gina. All right, Gina's asking a $10 question, and my partner was told to play the lottery. Jesus. Curious as to when or if you see that. Thank you. I have to be honest. I don't. I think that sometimes we can absolutely play the lottery and have seem to a psychic as it being like a big payout because a lot of psychics read energy big when it's actually in the scheme of things not that big. It could be accurate. See a little bit of a payout, but I don't think it's a tremendous type of payout. That if we look at things like going to the casino, as a psychic going to the casino, and I started pulling back from situations like that, it was unethical. However, I will say, being at something like the roulette table, surrounded by a bunch of older men who do nothing but play at, they have gotten incredibly, incredibly psychic. And so I would be receiving about what was about to happen, and they would be receiving the same information, and I would watch them change. Okay. Like we were all hearing the same thing at the same time. So is there universal out there on things like the lottery? Absolutely. Okay. Truth is truth. Energy never lies and is always available to us. It is those of us that tune in the best, the winnings. So I don't want to tell you to give up on this. However, I don't necessarily quite as in tuned as this person may have led you to believe, or that itself will be as big as what this person may have led you to believe. Does it mean you should? No. I mean, go ahead and play. But to get, on things like the lottery, it does require that you increase your psychic and clerical skills. And that is a language all in itself. So hope to see you at class, but enjoy however big or small it may be. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to another one. This is a $10 question. I cannot see anything that's going on. Let's see. So Edgar says, I have a master's in Spanish. Do you see my teaching PT this year at a community college or university? I would like to do extra income. Okay, so Edgar has a master's in Spanish, able to teach, part-time. Okay, this year at a community college. I think you have a couple different options too. So when I look over here to your future, and I'm feeling more in the next 3 to 4 months, 2 different places that are interested in bringing you in, or that are really needing you to come in. And I think that's a great place to look. I think that it's really important, instead of just saying, I want to work at this particular school where I'm going to apply, and that's all there is to the story. And if I don't get that one, I'm, just, I guess, not doing this. I would say apply multiple places out of the box of where you thought you wanted to be, because another school bring you in may be able to bring additional network opportunities and transfers in with your work, as well as different programs that you could be either overseeing or leading, and or just maybe assisting with, even depending on how much your availability is. And that may not come, through the place you're looking at. So yes, absolutely. I feel a lot of, and I feel it coming from multiple places. So don't narrow down and get too. Okay. Enjoy the process. I do feel like it's going to be significant for you, especially as it starts to push you in these different directions, because those, especially when I see you working on projects where you can start working with different ways, it allows you to be more creative, and it really allows you to bring this artistic side and flair in communication that you haven't really been able till that point. Okay, so people are really going to get hooked onto that. I love this for you. All right, good luck with her. Jesus, come here. What are you doing? So let's move on from a Carrie Watson. Again, you guys, if you're tuning in late, this is the last time I'm doing Get a Grip on investments. You can book a reading with me on this topic at any time up on my website. On getting a question in. This is the third and final show. I only run these 3 times. I switch to a new topic. Get right. Carrie Watson, trying to advance in my career. Okay. And within the government agency I work, if I should keep trying and applying to jobs or go back for more education, or if something else will pop up in my own department. Okay, so a lot. Okay, let's look at her own department. Let's look at education, applying for jobs. Okay, couple. If you decide, okay, to keep applying for other jobs, I'm hearing the third one. So if we were to look back at the third one that you applied for, you could see sort of a big breakthrough there at that particular location, or another that is very similar to that particular position or location. And I like this because it's very hands off, meaning you don't have a boss breathing down your neck. Okay. It's nobody else. You really like your personal space. You like to be where people are grateful for the ability that you bring and confident that you're just going to do it right, that it gives you recognition and moves you on up the ladder. Who doesn't want those things? Okay, maybe that's a statement, but I feel like you haven't gotten those things. All right, so that's why Spirit's bring. And if it's something that you want more of, and you've been thinking about that a lot lately, focus and energy on that particular job opportunity then, because it's certainly going to allow for that. Ultimately, message there and what it's supposed to be teaching you is that you do ultimately want to get out to like be your own consultant, do your own thing, okay, be independent contractor in all of this. And that taste of freedom, you what that may look like if you were to create, through this that environment for yourself, which is also an option. If you go back to education, this could be like a 2-part process. So it could be like 2 or a 2-year degree. And I think that it will help you that level of freedom that you're looking for, but only if you really force it and push it in that direction. Otherwise, you could be like a hamster in the cycle of working under somebody else. Okay. So keep that in mind, but it could you. I think that if you keep trying to stay with it, we're probably looking at a little bit of, I heard a word. So you could be competing with quite a few other people. There could be people that have over you. And I think that while this could happen, it could take about another 3 months. So keep that in mind. Technically, all of this falls in your free will zone. So tell you is these are the options with all 3 of these. Now it's up to you to choose. Okay. So be talking for at least 15 minutes with your work and money guide specifically on this. And I would bring this conversation also because your job really affects your mental and emotional well-being a lot. Up you're making. So ask for both of them. Okay. To show you which. Okay, good luck, Carrie. Thank you so much for your question. We have another question coming in here from Cruz, and this is a $10. Wants to know, I feel like I'm being judged in my work, did not care. You want to judge me? Watch me glow. Watch me shine. Watch me take your position. Better watch out. Okay, so that type of negative energy, I'm going to stop you right there. You need to grab it and okay, there's a reason it's there. What lesson are you supposed to learn about that? Place. I don't feel like I belong. Who cares? You don't want to belong, right? You don't want to belong with people who would be negative and weird and are pushing you out of a financial opportunity for you. You don't want people. You should never try to belong anywhere anyways. I don't care if this is being, the cool parent for your kids. I don't care if you're out there dating, or it's in the workplace. It really does not to any kind of prosperity benefit to you to belong. I would say that the world, it's quite possible you're not doing a good job. Like the less you're doing, okay? So eliminate that as well. Think of it in a different way. You need to mindset here. Is it time to look elsewhere for a career or fight to do focused? There you go. You answered your own question. All right. I'll take it, but you answered yourself. You know the answer to this. This is a test. Repeatedly in this area until you can master it. Not just master it knowing what the right answer is, but mastering it in the sense that you're walking it out. It's never enough to just learn it. It's never enough. The person is going to be like, did we leave her alone for 8 months? Okay, let's come back and hit her with another one. Until you walk it out and you prove that you can stay focused. You can take what is rightfully yours in the world, that you can everyone else around you and just do what is best for you in honoring your self-esteem regardless, okay, of other people's opinions. That is going to bring you more prosperity than this paycheck or medical insurance ever could anyway. It is important to also pay attention to when we have these types blocks and obstacles and tests coming in, because often when they start up a lot, it's because there's something that we could to the opponent in this case really being yourself more than these other. You could tap into lower level energy and lose your profit. Okay, you don't want that kind of to start from scratch all over again. So be mindful that sometimes when people are, maybe they're jealous, okay? Maybe you do bring a significant threat to the environment. You could, don't like you for other reasons that may be about. But if it is going to cost you your prosperity, a whole lot more than that paycheck. And that's the bigger battle. Okay. The bigger come up in areas where you have a huge amount of opportunity to. And so I would stay with it. All right. All right. We have coming in here from a Jessica M. This is a $10 question. And she wants to know, I am looking for passive income leads you see that are best for me. Passive income for Jessica, books, selling books, editing books. This could also be like furthering your education a little bit or doing additional. You seem to be working specifically with that people need. So if we were to say that you're looking at of information that people need, this could be through social media. This could be video marketing. This could be quite literally in publishing, like books themselves. Okay. Like hard copies. An area that you need to pay attention to is that of giving other people that they're ready to receive. And sometimes people will something from you that they're not even ready to receive, but the universe is sort of wet. I don't know why they're buying something, but they just feel like they need to. They about it at the time and then put it up on a shelf to collect dust. None of that is your concern later on, and it can lead to other purchases. So it's about the charisma you bring. Idea. One of the things within your life contract, Jessica, is and communicate again with some charisma as people in. And that means if you want to sell ketchup popsicle to, so be it. You'll do it. You'll do it well. You'll do it repeatedly. And to understand this sales aspect of communication in regards to you being the brand, not even the item that you're selling necessarily, being the brand, like you're the brand. So see yourself as the brand, see your advertisement, see yourself as the amazing communicator that you are. Use the charm that you have, the humor that you have to come at them from all different angles. You're pushing your side hustle, through things like memes that are completely irrelevant to even what you said. But get people keeping an eye on you and you will be able to sell basically anything. But I would focus on selling people because you also have a strong moral compass and ethical code of conduct that says you don't want to be. Okay. So what information do people need to better themselves? It'll be fun. All right. Thank you so much for that question. We're going to move on to another Terry G. This is a $5 question. Okay. It's cracking me up. Terry G, for those of you that are not on YouTube, she says, any information on my career, do I just stay home? In the towel. Any information on Terry's career? You seem to be in a position right now where the universe is reach into the box. You almost look like a little puppy inside a box and lift you out. Feeling as though you're in a box. You're not being seen. You're not being heard. You're not getting anywhere. But you're in a waiting place. I think that's actually going to be changing. Could it be a day? It could. Could it be a week? It could. I was feeling more a month. So take it however it could be that you're hearing something in a day or a week, but you're not actually moving for a month. So what we're really looking at here with you is a willingness to stay the time, stay home in the sense that you've put your energy out and you're just back. But I think that you being able to go out and start laying a new foundation, even if it is in a similar field or similar in the past, it really is a new foundation in the way that it could branch off in two separate that feel very like finance, okay, or they're very like a lot of spending going on in these career opportunities and sell there. So once we get you back out of this box, okay, and the universe is being loyal to you, then you'll get moving and that'll be long term. Love it. All right, we're going to move another one. Somebody said I lost you on TikTok. I don't know why. Looks like my TikTok is fine. Is anyone listen, I'm back. Okay, listen, if TikTok is having problems, okay, TikTok does nothing but destroy my account every single day. They have been for a year and a half. So they will sometimes interrupt even my lives. Get off. Come over here to YouTube at Ask. Focus on actually building in the future anyways, because TikTok is clearly not having me, okay? There. All right, but let's move on to another one here. $5 question. Age, and she wants to know, or he daughter, okay, PH is starting college this year. There are so many options for direction should I take? Okay. How should she pay the kids college? You know, it feels like it's a combination out some kind of a loan and then paying as much as you can. So if in 3,000 and then you were to take the rest, I feel like there would be a healthy balance there and would give your child an opportunity more seriously look at how they can contribute, you know. So I mean, none of us want to put, you know, college and be like, you gotta work, you gotta start paying down some bills. But at the same, if it can be done, okay, then why not? I think it will teach ability. So if we were to also say that you're paying out a certain amount, okay, like it off as we go, and with this loan, it's almost like a vision. It's almost like on a calendar. It's almost like on a chalkboard, you know, somewhere in the house. And it's, and what we want to do is have her contribute to that dollar amount so that that's also off through an actual job, you know, that she has. We're going to be monitor this, you know, top to tail all the way through. And I think that an even bigger lesson, you know, about life skills than just getting the degree itself. And so being added, because otherwise it's like poof, magically money came in from somewhere. Don't care where, don't know if it's ever needs to be paid off or if that's ever going to be my problem, you know, be like a magical unicorn came in and pooped out a degree. You understand what needs to be some serious responsibility taken for those loans. But yes, I would do a combination. And that'll keep the pressure off. All right, we have here from Maylin. This is a 5 question. All right, Maylin wants to know, I'm trying to save money to buy, like every time I try to put money away, there's always an issue. I need to spend money on. What can I do? All right. So you're this answer. But at the beginning of tonight's show, I discussed, because the Get a Grip on Money show. Again, you guys can book a reading with me at any time on this topic. I talked about a message Spirit strongly pushed me to deliver. That is that when we are involved in a relationship in our life that we're not supposed to be involved in at all, or we're not supposed to be involved in, it will cause for situations like this, for disasters as soon as you get a couple bucks, soon as you know, it gets wiped out by some what looks like karmic kickback. prosperity simply universal law of things if we don't focus on our relationships as production of abundant energy in our lives. We humans, okay, we're having a human experience on Earth that involves a lot of connection with others out of alignment. It typically isn't out of alignment with just one relationship, it's a whole bunch. It chip away at our abundance in health, in wealth, in opportunity, working, all the green lights start turning red. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And I have there my YouTube on this. You have got to get the relationships in check, or this negative series of events will continue to happen. Okay. We have another question coming in here from Deborah. This is what are you guys doing? Okay, so Deborah, what direction should I take to make money on the side? And then I don't know if because of your disability, you're not able to do so, but I wouldn't rule out doing something, a bit of a cleaning business or managing a few people in cleaning. I live out in, I'm telling you, there are no cleaners. I mean, as Airbnbs and things like this pop up, and for people with some skill to come in and manage all these things. And when there aren't a lot of people, to do so, or the companies are already maxed out, you have to look and see where there's potential profit. I don't have time to do it, but I've thought about it on a daily basis. Cleaning comes up for you. So I'm not saying you have to go and like get on your hands and knees and clean your. How is that a need in either your area or another area? You could start managing something like that, even just right from your computer, just organize cleaning boys and these, cleaning girls, and get, the brand out there as something that people know they can rely on in some way. I think that this can also represent using some of your spiritual, the skills that you have in a significant way is the ability to confront things like paranormal problems from a distance. Okay. Again, you do not need boots on the ground. Don't listen to these old timer men because they always end up with mental illness or cancer or something like that. They don't know what they're talking about. Be very careful listening to old timers in the paranormal field. You do not need to put boots on the ground to cleanse, to clear space. Okay. Check out my classes up on the website, get serious about it, be careful, but you can do this from a distance. Now, when we're talking about clearing paranormal problems, right, there's a huge profit in that to be made for yourself because there are very few people who actually know how to do it right. And you may need to increase your mediumistic skills a bit, your psychic skills a bit, but I feel like you're naturally good at this, meaning you already did it in a couple past lives. So you already have quite a lot of knowledge. It's innate for you. This can also transfer over to something like psychic surgery, energy work, past life regression, past life readings, detoxing people, Reiki, block removal. Okay, going into someone's body or energy field and cleaning it, cleaning it up. Can you do that for someone? Sometimes, shockingly, yes. Okay, absolutely. But other times you can't do it for them. There's still lessons and work that they need to do, but you can get the process started, get them on the right page, help them to align with the healing and the cleansing and the detox itself, and give them a bit of a boost, a jump start to get it moving. I would look in all three of these areas, see what really resonates with you, and I would love to hear back from you about what you end up doing with this, but it is absolutely 100% within your life contract. Whatever you do that abides by your life contract, the universe is supporting. It'll be like butter moving forward. All right, let's see if we have any other ones coming in here from Deborah. This is a $10 question, and she wants to know, can you guide me where to move my camper? I have to leave because my landlord passed away. Okay. The first thing I'm seeing is to the east and to the north. So let's say that your best option, okay, I don't even know if you want to say that's your easiest option. All right. The one that's just like, I'm just slide right in here. There's an opening. It's at the right price. Do I love it? Maybe not. Is this my forever? Maybe not. But this was simple and easy, and I'm looking to reduce my stress first and foremost. Okay. So we're going to be looking to the northeast. I think after that, we're looking more southeast. And I don't know how far you're willing to drive, but if you're willing to go like 20 minutes out of your region, we could be looking at, and I'm hearing a strong like S sound. I'm also hearing a CK sound in the other, I guess, like town or the court itself. And this is interesting. I'll get onto this other thing in a minute. But let's say you were to look at the second one that's a little bit more southeast. I think that while it may be at a little bit more of a distance than what you were thinking, I also feel like you're kind of done with your area. Like, I don't necessarily know that there's a ton keeping you there. You know, anyone you need to see, they'll drive out to you. You could get out to them. Anywhere you need to shop, you'll find new stores. You know, it's really not, your roots there are not as strong as maybe you mentally think they are. Okay. The prosperity there from your roots is not as strong as you think it is just because you've spent a lot of time there. Sometimes when something like this happens, it's because the roots are dead and it's moving you along. So you want to, I think of, I'm seeing Forrest Gump when the feather blew out of the book. Okay. And on and on and on it went. There are many, many stories to be told. Okay. So be like Forrest, be willing to move and go with the flow with this whole situation. The other interesting thing that pops up for you is someone coming in and offering you a piece of land. And I'm not saying they're giving you a piece of land, but you may have an opportunity through what appears to be a male to take over a piece of land that is a mutual benefit to both people. And I think it could allow for a lot of freedom for you that you didn't necessarily plan on having. And I think it could create quite a lot of like solitude as well, and a love for nature, because it really lines up well atmospherically, if that's even a word, okay, with like where your higher mind wants to be. So also watch for other opportunities. And I wouldn't be shy, you know, sometimes when we need something, it's best just to go on social media and post it, you know, just be like, hey, if anybody knows of anything, it could come through a networking experience. So-and-so knew so-and-so and this guy, and then there you go. Okay. So speak on it. All right. We have another one coming in from an Erica, and this is a $10. And Erica wants to know, do I stay in my current position or do you see something totally different for me? So I think you could for about another 6 months with a change coming up around that time, but more internally with an actual change coming up at 9 months after that. And then you sort of walking out the door around a year to a year and a month. So if you stay, that's what it will look like. The change coming up at about 6 months seems to be like you're hearing things. And so again, it feels more internal for you in a lot of ways, but like you're processing what you're hearing. So if you hear that the company is about to be bought out by somebody else, if you hear that there are going to be changes, if you hear there are going to be job cuts, if you hear that there's some kind of, I don't know, discord in management, or the way things are being run is going to be, I keep also hearing like half-assed. Okay. So if something's being like half-assed, but it's never going to be full-assed or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like nothing's going to move. Nothing's going to change. Patterns never lie. Okay. With people, with opportunities, with work, it's always patterns never lie. Okay. So there would have to be something dramatic that would come in to make this place worthwhile for you to stay. I just don't see it happening. So it seems like that's more what you're pondering around that time. Okay. Again, 6 months out from now, but I don't know that you choose to leave at that time. You have free will. You could do whatever you want with this information. But if you don't, around 9 months, something more solidifying in the environment is going to come to a head. And that pivotal point is going to allow you to make that decision. And if you don't do it right then, you'll probably be leaving again around a year to a year and 2 months. I forgot the second part of the question. Do I see something totally different for you? When we look at your life contract and what you're really supposed to be doing, it isn't this. So if we want to get real about that, you can book a life contract reading with me at any time. but you're really supposed to be working more with people and helping them to get access to resources that they need, and less of this sort of feeding corporate or mumbo jumbo or companies or, the work being tied up. It really isn't like the kind of work, where you can feel like you got your hands dirty with people today. You help people to evolve, and you go to bed sleeping peacefully. You feel a little bit more like you're tied up in corporate somehow, wasting your time treading water. Okay. So look in meaningful directions and you'll get more meaning out of your work. All right. We're going to move on. Oh, we have another one coming in. So we're just going to wait. All right. Sounds good. What can I talk about in the meantime? I worked with the cutest animals. Oh my God. I just recently did a gig it was like a pet adopt-a-thon. It was so cute. It was one of the best environments I've ever worked at, outside of like working on the reservations with natives. Like, I've never been in such a peaceful, loving, supportive environment. Every single client I worked with, every single, person who came through wanting a pet reading or a reading for themselves, it was absolutely amazing. It was so supportive. And then last night I did one at the casino in Niagara Falls for the SPCA. It was a Marty Paws. And if you guys didn't see the picture I posted on some of the dogs that were being adopted there, check it out. And that, again, I have to say, really took the cake. I am loving working these pet events. It's so good to be getting back out there again. Do we have it yet? What else can I talk about? Okay, we still have one more coming in. All right, just a reminder to everyone who's tuning in a bit later. This is the last Get a Grip I'm doing on money, career, and investments. But okay, you guys can book with me at any time. I offered this, even though I always include money in my readings. I started offering this as a completely separate product. So it's a completely separate service up on my website. You could book 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, depending on, what kind of changes or how many questions you may have about your finances. And I have been doing this since I was 15 years old. I've helped a lot of people get very wealthy, and it's really not that complicated. It seems to me that most of the things that Spirit comes through and tells people to do with their finances is something that they already knew was the right choice to make. Okay. So I would also say that if you guys aren't able to book with me, or you prefer to follow your own intuition on this, pay attention to what's already there. Okay. The directions that your higher mind has been pushing you in. I would also say that, things like the number 2 following you around. Number 2 is teamwork. Okay. So that can represent like a new boss or something. Number 1, okay, or 1111s. These are big opportunities for levels up coming in, but not without the hard work. These are things you want to pay attention to. If you're not sure about work, pay attention. If number 7 starts showing up, that's truths being revealed. Okay. That's information coming to you in a big way that you need to pay attention to. That could start following you around right before a big transition. I've talked about everything I could think to talk about. Deborah has a $10. Here we go. All right, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. All right, so Deborah wants to know, when do you see my inheritance coming in? Will I be happy with the amount it's been in an estate? I feel like you will actually be happy with this amount. I don't even want to say it's just barely slightly under what you had hoped, because I feel like it's sort of really right in alignment with what you're thinking. And so you may want 3 more. Okay. So whether it's like, 30,000 more, 3,000 more, you may want 3 more. That may have ultimately been like the ideal, but it really is where you're thinking. And it's more in alignment, I want to say, with 10s and 1s. And I keep seeing 8s showing up here as well. So I think that what you're going to be able to do with this money, if you've been looking at, I keep hearing also from a couple of your loved ones here, she's planning on investing it in the house. So whether you're planning on investing it in upgrades to the property, purchasing real estate, paying off a mortgage, whatever it is, okay, you're looking at putting it in some type of an investment, let's say. This is going to be really important, that you don't necessarily just put it away and say, oh, it's here to support me, or it's something that I can lean on for the future. Because while it can feel risky to take something that you were wanting to just put in a savings account and have sit there, I do think that there's a period of time in life when you have to say, maybe I could make something even more out of this. Maybe there's a smarter way to deal with this lump sum. And how can I get it working for me? Okay. So it almost has that passive income feel. There is a sense here too of it coming in rather quickly. And so if you've been waiting a while, and there's talk of 4, so I want to say 4 months. Could it be 4 weeks? It could, but it feels more like around 4 months. And I think that, when it comes in all in one fell swoop. So if you were under the impression that there was going to be like a period of time where there's more paperwork, and then a period of time of waiting for it to transfer, and then a period of time of waiting for people to get off their duffs and sign the papers and to get it, filed. And like, I don't see any of that happening. It actually looks like it just happens, and it just like happens all at once. Okay. So it's like this raining down of money into your bank account, let's say. And so I think you do need to be prepared, all right, about following your gut intuition, talking very closely with your work and money guide, and making sure that you're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's, you know exactly where you want to put this money, because it is a significant level up for you, not necessarily just with it coming in, but in regards to what you choose to do with it once it arrives. Okay, congratulations on that. We are at time. Again, you guys, I have a tarot deck coming out. So excited, right? So this brilliant artist from Pittsburgh reached out to me and said, I want to partner with you in doing a tarot deck based on your symbology book. So the symbology book just got even bigger, and I am loving this so much. We're having a great time doing it, but we have not officially launched. This is my first announcement on the tarot deck. So if you guys want to get on the early bird waitlist for the tarot deck, or for the Kickstarter program, I believe it's called, that we're going to be doing, you can go to revivrivera@yahoo.com. And if you haven't already gotten on my early bird waitlist for the symbology book, I'm hoping to publish in the summer. Go to the same spot, revivrivera@yahoo.com for that. So exciting. I will see you guys, I believe it's next week I take off. So it'll be the following week for Ask Ivy. Also on Wednesday here, this time and place, where I take all of your questions. If you need a reading with me, in the meantime, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. See you guys soon. Thanks so much. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Spirit.